So, hello.
Hi.
A lot of times when Gina and I are just, living our separate lives down the California coast, too far away to get together all the time, but too close not to be in touch.
Yeah.
I'll just send her random, ridiculous headlines.
Yeah.
And we realized that would be a really good topic because I think a lot of people do this with their friends.
They do.
They just screenshot stuff on Instagram and go, what? The one recently that I sent to her really sort of sparked our imagination of, let's just do a show on that. We don't need, the guest will be the headlines.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need a guest for this because they're that ridiculous. And God, there are a lot of insane headlines.
There really are. It's like the clickbait, the grabby things.
It's working.
It really does, though.
Yeah, it really does.
It's interesting to me that a lot of them, when you actually do then click it and read the article, have nothing to do with,
I know.
but very grabby.
But then sometimes like this particular one that I sent you, let's just start off.
All right, let's just get into it.
So this is the headline. This was the New York Post. So it especially got my attention. This is the headline word for word. Ozempic burned off my genitals. I found pieces of charred skin on the toilet. That is the headline.
I loved that headline.
Okay. Yeah. What a lovely headline. Really worded nicely. Thank God there's not a picture. But what I'm trying to click on that.
So
link.
I did not read this article. I know you did. From the headline alone, I was thinking, did they inject the Ozempic directly into the genitalia?
I don't understand it at all. Or did they light the Ozempic on fire and then hold it near their genitals?
Maybe.
No,
right.
That wouldn't make any sense. Nobody would do that.
No.
Because it's too expensive.
It's true.
Nobody's going to burn the Ozempic.
I don't think that would help you lose weight.
Charred skin. This is where you know that people, so in general, when something like Ozempic becomes the hottest thing in the world, there's going to be people
literally
who are just,
like third-degree burns.
Dead on. There's no heat. I know. I've taken it. There is no heat involved.
So your genitals are fully intact. My
genitals are still there to the best of my knowledge.
That's great.
And they are not burning like the time I put Nair on them.
Everybody has a Nair story.
Mine, I was in the emergency room.
Oh my God.
But
okay, that's for another day.
That is what this headline made me think of.
Yeah.
So because I was like, when I read this, I was like, you're putting it in the wrong place, ma'am. Because this is a woman whose genitals were charred, which for some reason, as ignorant as this sounds, I don't ever think of the word genitals and women.
Yeah.
And, so
we do
forgive me for
both
that.
have genitalia.
But charred skin from your genitals? So there is an article. It basically just says a woman who's a professor revealed that she suffered severe burns. I still don't know where the burns came from. Anybody who has used this medicine, it is an injectable medicine. It's
where do you stick it?
In
the
your
stomach?
Butt.
In the butt?
Oh. No.
Wait, this is probably why the woman probably got the directions for how to use it from a podcaster.
From me. No. You put it in your stomach, or you put, people are like, oh, a needle in your, it's tiny. It's like one of those little needles that they would, prick the end of your finger to get blood
that's
or whatever.
Horrible,
it's
though.
tiny.
The finger prick I can't do.
You can't do it. But that's a sensitive part of.
Yeah, it makes me feel better if you're sticking it like in your thigh or your arm or your stomach.
You know what's funny about the finger prick?
I don't like it.
I don't feel it at all because one of the things when you play guitar, you all you have are calluses.
Oh, that's so great. Too bad you couldn't do that for those Ozempic.
That's true. Just stick it in my charred.
Your charred.
My calloused finger. But back to
I'm sorry.
Stay on target.
I'm here.
So
I'm here for it.
It just says she found charred skin on her vagina, anus, and buttocks, owing to the once weekly jabs. What does that mean?
She's doing something wrong.
You don't inject it in any of those places. And even if you did, let's just say I decided to put that little needle in my ball sack, which I wouldn't because that's weird. What? Why is it going to burn me? There's no fire.
I feel like she must have had some weird reaction to it.
I guess that's what she's saying, but this says, I checked and my genitals, anus, and buttocks were severely burned. charred skin. Does that not imply some sort of fire?
Yeah, or a chemical burn of some sort.
I guess
to me,
but
it's
it
like
doesn't
she
say that.
used
They
like
never-
a soap that reacted badly. You know what I mean? Or some like.
I just feel like this is one of those things that I don't know why this woman decided. She looks very nice. There's a picture of her. Thank God, just of her face.
Oh, it was a horrific side effect, they're saying. Ozempic, the trendy drug that many say helps burn excess fat, had a horrific side effect for one woman with diabetes.
Which it's a medicine for diabetics initially, just to clarify.
Not all of them, apparently.
No, you don't have to have it, but that's how it started. And they realized that people were losing weight from it. And it actually caused it like there's a lot of benefits people have seen. I'm not going to speak on behalf.
Would you like to give us your medical opinion?
Yeah, exactly.
Are we sponsored by Ozempic?
You can tell by the way I've described this entire thing. I'm very good at words when it comes to doctor stuff.
He's a writer.
But anyway, it says, I noticed a severe burning pain in my back, shoulders, and arms. That makes sense. That makes sense. If you had a reaction and your joints, muscles, something like that are sore. I've had that.
From the Ozempic?
Yeah, like you feel almost flu-like.
Oh, that's weird.
Not every time. It's not ongoing, but the first time I did it. But
it's normal.
Yeah, I don't know if it's normal, but it happened to me. I understand saying that was a burning sensation.
Okay.
But saying
it actually burned you.
That just feels bizarre. And then there is a picture of something.
No, she's saying that there was literally pieces
Scroll
of
down
skin
and look at the picture. I don't know if that is her arm. It's a very close. That could be many things, and I'm not going to blow it up or show anybody else. But do you see that picture?
Oh God!
You can't really tell what it is.
Oh,
regardless,
yeah. An elbow, an arm.
Is it an elbow?
That looks like my arm when I don't put lotion on it.
Yeah, I don't know that is a reason to
doesn't seem
take down the Ozempic company. Regardless, that is one of the weirdest headlines, and I also think it's one of those things that people who the people that aren't into that kind of stuff, who are like, oh, I would never take that. They love stories like this. They're like, did you hear about that woman who burned off?
Don't take it. It'll burn off your vagina.
Yeah, exactly. Just straight
off.
If
you want to say goodbye to your vagina.
Bye-bye. What's yours?
Well, that one was phenomenal. It's really hard to beat that.
If you notice, we got into it, tangled there a little bit. I started sweating because I was thinking about language and where I was like, where do I go from here? I don't know.
My God.
I don't want to mansplain. I don't want to say the wrong thing. You know what I mean?
No, I think it's okay. I think that the bottom line is there is, just like with every drug, there's a certain amount of side effect. I mean, you can't watch a commercial for a drug without them telling you it's going to give you your asshole's going to fall out, all kinds of stuff.
God, I'll never forget when my asshole fell out.
People still do it. It's a bad day.
I will never forget.
That's a bad day.
Okay, what was yours?
So
the first one.
Okay, so this one I was very the title grabbed me and I needed to know more.
I'm just laughing at some of these. Okay.
I really went down a rabbit hole on this one though. I'm gonna be honest.
A charred skin rabbit hole.
A charred skin. Well, this one was more like this one was a murder. Florida man goes on trial for the murder of his wife after she refused to participate in reality TV show Zombie House Flipping, which he thought would save their home from being a money pit. So I was like, what? How do you go for, first of all, I really wanted to know what zombie house flipping was, especially now moving into my real estate life, you know? So this one really, because I was like, I've never even heard of this show. What? So for somebody to get murdered over it really felt like a lot for me. And especially, and also for him to think that was going to save his house and from this money pit situation when I've never even heard of this show. I was like, wow, you're putting a lot of stock into a show I've never even heard of, you know? And I'm in reality and I've never heard of it. So I was like, what is this? So I clicked on it because I felt
on
for
the
that
article,
clickbait. I clicked on the article.
I have done too, but I'm still scrolling to see what that show is.
Okay, I read it in its entirety. Okay, well, I'll tell you right now, I read it in its entirety. I also watched a lot of the video footage from the police department where they're interrogating him. And I have devoted a lot of time to this article and I still have no fucking idea what zombie flipping is. Okay. So I can't tell you that. I'm very curious about it. But what I can tell you is, so basically in a nutshell, this guy apparently married this woman. She's 39. She's an 8-year-old, by the way, from a previous marriage. They look like a lovely couple, honestly, and happy. Married for about a year. He calls the police and says,
did you just say she had 3 kids? He had 3 kids?
No. Don't freak me out, man.
He wanted to be on a reality show. Okay, go on.
Okay, but no, one child. He called the police and he said his wife was dead. He claimed he found her face down in the bathtub.
Okay. Reasonable.
Reasonable. Things happen.
People die that way.
Okay. It seems like a very likely way to die. The problem was he called the police at, I believe it was like 3:00 in the afternoon. The police were there by 3:06, and a pretty big hole in his story. Nothing was wet. So I was like,
wait, he said he found her face down
in the bathtub.
Okay.
Right. So he was trying to make it like she slipped and fell in the bathtub. She also had signs of strangulation, and ultimately,
and her head was cut off.
They did.
So basically,
quite the fall.
He said, sorry, it was the tub.
Yes. He said, sorry, the tub's a murderer. And they said they ultimately ruled it as a blunt force trauma to the head, which, I mean, I guess, but they said the way that she even was, like, basically it was like, if you're gonna murder your wife, come up with a better story. If you make up a story that involves water, you should involve water.
There should be water.
There should be water.
But still, it's because I'm okay.
So
sorry.
I think what happened was he got enraged. That's what I'm thinking. They got into a fight. He's like, this is our way out. Let's do this zombie show. She's like, no, I don't want to do the zombie show. Whatever. They get into a fight. He probably rage killed her. I don't know.
Over her not wanting to do the show. Here's the quote. It's almost what you said. Common sense would tell you if you pull a woman soaking wet out of a tub at 3:00 and 6 minutes later, cops arrive, that everything will be soaking wet.
I mean, I'm not a detective, but
they said, how did everything dry out?
And he's just like, I don't know. If you watch the interrogation, it's so creepy, Shane, because he's talking. First of all, he's talking like really gentle and low.
I don't like that.
Like, you're a murderer.
I don't like it.
No, he's like, I understand that you want this information from me, but I don't know. And I know, I understand that that's weird, but I can't give you what you're looking for. And the police officer is like, the truth? You can't give me the truth? Like I love the police officer, the female police officer that's interrogating him, the detective, because she's just like, basically like, she's very kind to him, because I guess you got to keep that level of whatever. But she's also like, listen, you're just obviously completely full of shit.
No.
We're going to need the truth here. And he's just like, I understand that that's something you want, but I just can't give you what you're looking for. And I'm like,
so he's just like, his says just completely flipped. I'll tell you this, it's very confusing because I mean, this is a podcast, so someone's gonna have to look this up to see what I'm seeing. But as I scroll down, I'm gonna show you. This is a picture when they were first together. Look at him.
I know. Don't they look like so nice?
Look at his first mugshot. But then, did you see what he looks like? This.
Yeah.
That's really scary. How is that the same person?
That's what we call a glow down.
That is a glow down. I mean,
well, I think
that was shocking.
I think what happened was he tried to make a defense of insanity, and he pled that he was schizophrenic.
Picture alone.
Yeah. And I was like, checks out.
Yeah, checks.
You look like you left the reservation, So I was like, okay, that's that. But then they put him in the hospital and they checked him out and they said, no go. You're not schizophrenic. You just need a haircut, man.
That's it.
You just need a haircut.
He just got upset with himself for seeing himself.
But isn't that horrible?
The whole thing is horrible. And we're joking about it because it's a ridiculous headline. The story is so crazy. The zombie flipping. It was a real person, and that is sad.
And horrifying. This woman and this child. And that's, and I have to see this one through.
What happened to the child?
I read too, and I didn't really understand this. And, these are things I don't know. So I'm speaking out of turn here, but he's 8 years old. And I read that he was there for some of the proceedings. And I just feel like he should not be there, maybe. I don't know what but
you think maybe he should have had the child leave before he murdered the mother?
I meant at the court, the proceedings. Okay. You don't know. Yes, I mean, I don't know where the child was. Honestly, that's horrifying in of itself. The whole thing. This poor child. You know,
it's unthinkable.
Unthinkable that people could do such crazy shit and then think you're going to get away with it. That's the thing. Is like you think you're going to get away with this. You don't even have a good story, bro.
Think he was thinking he would get away. I think he's okay. We're jumping.
May God strike me dead. She was wet.
She was wet before you got
was
here.
Wet.
Okay. We're jumping because I'm about to read a headline that is so funny and I have no idea what it means. Adult diaper causes bomb scare and reroutes an international flight to Florida. Of course, Florida is involved. Because that's just the way it goes.
Poor Florida.
Poor Florida. Okay. So
adult
diaper thought to be an explosive.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
For Florida. It's not
was it on the man? Or the woman? Or the woman? I guess I
love when you get Southern.
I do. Everybody loves to talk about my weird accent this year, too. I don't know what it is. I've just been hanging out with Southerners too much, and I'm sober.
It's true.
That's what that is.
Okay, it says 144 passengers aboard a plane had to get off the plane so anti-explosive teams could search the aircraft, but it was just an adult diaper wrapped in a black plastic bag in one of the plane's bathrooms that prompted the scare. I guess the person was embarrassed or something, so they wrapped it in a plastic bag.
Makes sense.
That's the whole article, though. They don't say if there was an actual bomb inside the adult diaper.
I'm sure there was.
Oh, God, just the thought of being in a tiny little airplane bathroom and taking off an adult diaper. I mean, I had to change a baby's diaper in one of theirs.
Isn't that the worst?
One of those one time.
It's the worst. Yeah, I've had to do it too.
You're so... It feels like it's all over you.
It's horrifying. It's really bad.
Speaking of poop on a plane, this one I heard about still just kills me. Diarrhea all the way through the airplane.
Oh my God.
That's in quotes. Diarrhea all through the airplane forces a Delta flight to do a U-turn. This is in Forbes. This is a real article. This actually happened. Somebody had diarrhea all through the airplane. We're reading this one.
I would die on that plane. I would die.
This is what the top of the article says. There's having diarrhea on an airplane. There's having diarrhea in an airplane. And then there's having diarrhea all the way through an airplane. It was the last situation that forced Delta Airlines Flight 194 to do an expected U-turn. Or perhaps a U-turn this past Friday.
Hey, Forbes.
Very clever.
That's very clever.
So basically, soon after takeoff, one of the passengers began suffering what was eventually described as an onboard medical issue. The bout of diarrhea was what the passenger was having, but it wasn't just a little. It was a lot, so much that it left a lot of the cabin lined with poop.
Like physically got poop on people? What? I don't understand it. Was he naked?
I don't know. Was he running up and down the aisle?
The aisle?
Just such a large amount of diarrhea
like
isn't something that...
clearly, but like where is it coming out of? Like the pant leg? Was he wearing shorts? Were they like, I need to know, were they like running shorts?
It's a biohazard issue, it says. This is a quote from the FAA. We had a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane. I love that phrase keeps being used. So they want us to come back to Atlanta. To give you an idea of the extent of this diarrhea, someone posted on Twitter a video of what appeared to be the aftermath. It showed the main aisle lined with paper towels and other paper products covering up a brown liquid. I mean, really?
So someone shit their pants on the plane.
And that, I mean, I guess, I'm sorry, there's just so much here. I just keep looking.
I mean, can't we just hit it with a carpet cleaner?
No, it says it's they actually mention that sometimes even scented candles and incense can't keep it from being a hazard for the rest of the passengers. I I mean, I guess it could make you sick.
Oh, because of the air quality, probably. And if there was a disease in it, like Ebola.
Yeah.
Well, if there was like Ebola in it, like, was there a monkey on the plane?
No.
Oh, well.
So I don't think this was a monkey.
Probably would be okay.
I guess it does say that there are infectious diseases.
Yeah.
This is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
I mean, when you're shitting yourself on a plane, that's pretty bad.
But I mean, we talk about people shitting themselves all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it happens.
I mean,
we got to get that guy in here to tell his poop scoop story.
Oh my God.
Can we get him on this pod? We got to get him.
Morgan, we need him. We want the guy who...
We want him.
We want the guy who pooped
on the plane. We want the poop scoop.
I feel like he would be the star.
He is a star.
Of our show. I love Morgan. Morgan, get us that guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Giraffe feces. God, there's a lot of poop.
I'm telling you, poop sells, man.
It does.
It really does.
That's why we have our poop scoop.
Yeah.
When we started that, ratings soared. Giraffe feces seized by U.S. Customs officials at Minnesota airport. Okay, so we're going to read about this one.
Okay.
That starts with a picture.
And a giraffe, I bet.
No, just a picture of some giraffe poop with a seashell. It's in a box. And there's also a marker.
A Sharpie.
A Sharpie.
To identify it?
A Sharpie. Okay, so
somebody packaged up some giraffe poop.
She was gonna
give it to an ex-boyfriend.
The woman, who was not identified, told officials she was gonna make a necklace with it.
What? Maybe? Yep. Oh, but you know what? There is a lot of, like, when you go on vacation and you do like the tour, it really doesn't matter where you are on vacation. It's just like wherever you do like a historical artifact tour, they make everything out of poop.
What?
Like bowls, like, because it's like
I'm not eating soup out of a bowl made of poop.
Saying, there's a lot of stuff that's actually made, I think, out of fired feces. And
if they want it to burn, maybe they should shoot some Ozempic into it.
Right. Fire it up.
There is a real danger with bringing fecal matter into the U.S. The Border Protection Field. Her name's LaFonda. The Border Protection's Customs and Border Protection Chicago Field Director, LaFonda D. Sutton Burke. I love her.
Fancy.
LaFonda. She's going to be on RuPaul's Drag Race. If this person had entered the U.S. and had not declared these items, a person could have contracted a disease. It's called giraffe. I'm trying to think of a funny pun like swine flu, but like
long neck.
Giraffe. Long neckitis.
Long neckitis.
Oh boy, if you were around that poop, your neck would just start growing. Okay. This is really fun. This is my favorite one we've done.
Okay, I'm really excited for the next one.
I mean, okay.
When you do, I mean, I love to screenshot them and send them around, but do you actually invest in the articles? I'm telling you, I can't, because I'm all in the zombie flip, and you kind of can't get I'm giving up my whole life for it. So it's like, now I have to move on.
Nebraska police issue citation to driver with a bull riding shotgun. So there was a bull.
A baby bull or a full grown?
Well, I'm trying to open it. I hope it was a baby.
You know what the other one is that I loved?
What?
This one's great because I enjoyed it.
Sorry, there's a picture. It's a full-grown bull.
Arkansas woman pleads not guilty to selling over 20 boxes of stolen human body parts. NPR. This is legit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Open it.
Okay.
Open that box of body parts.
Read to it.
Gina, open that box.
Well, this is a hot market, though, because I mean, really, this is like the whole human body parts is a whole underground, because it's an underground business. That's like what ever hear. You never watch a scary movie? Tourism. They harvest organs and body parts.
Did you say tourism?
Yes, when you go on, you've never watched a scary movie where the kids go on vacation and then they snatch them and then they're harvesting their body parts to sell them on the black market.
No, I understand.
Yes.
Like organs. I've heard of that.
Harvesting organs.
But read if that's what this is. You're making it sound like they gave people an ear.
In Arkansas, that's what it sounded. An Arkansas woman has pled not guilty to charges. She stole body parts from medical school cadavers and sold them through Facebook for $11,000. Candace Chapman Scott, a 36-year-old former mortuary services worker. So she knows her way around these parts.
But so do we. I mean, We
do. Teramation.
We know all about.
Do you know I worked at a medical school for years though, and I was in the structure lab a lot. It's very creepy in there, but like
I wouldn't do that.
It's really cool.
You clearly missed a window to make some money.
I know. I
Were there
missed my
cadavers in there?
opportunity. Yes. And Dr. Gannon, I remember he was the chairman of the science ed department. He was a neurosurgeon and he loved to like educate, right? So I would be in there when he would be like sawing like a head in half and you'd see like half the brain.
Please.
Very fascinating. Very fascinating. Very interesting.
I don't like it.
I know. But like also when you're in there alone, you do think they're going to come alive.
Well, yeah,
creepy.
you do.
Yeah.
So what parts did she sell?
Okay. She's
what part
36.
would I buy?
Year-old former mortuary service worker is accused of selling 20 boxes of everything from human skin to skulls to a man in Pennsylvania, according to a federal grand jury indictment unsealed by a Little Rock court on Friday. Scott was charged with 12 counts of mail fraud, wire fraud. Ooh, shit, that's bad. Mail fraud, wire fraud, that's federal. You in trouble, girl.
I love that's what you're worried about.
Boy.
We are talking about
that's like real
selling
jail.
The skin off of a body. And you're like, oh, she got mail fraud.
That's big jail. That's federal jail, federal prison.
I know that's a big deal,
That's
but let's stay on topic.
Okay, I'm sorry. A lawyer representing her did not immediately return a phone call from NPR requesting comment. Wonder why. According to court documents, Scott worked for a company that offered commercial cremation services. One of their clients was an anatomy lab. Their clients was an anatomy lab at the university. This is a typo. A lab technician,
sure
probably at the University of Arkansas, which used donated cadavers for medical education and research. After one of the company's scheduled pickup days, she messaged the owner of a Facebook group explaining how she acquired the corpses. Named Oddities, the private Facebook group contained about 380 members and bills itself as a safe way to shop. What could people possibly
safe way to shop?
Be buying these things for? This is so creepy
that there's
a
many people
Facebook page where they're shopping for. What are they doing with them?
I don't know.
I follow your page and work and love it, Scott wrote the owner, according to the indictment. Just out of curiosity, would you know anyone in the market for a fully intact, embalmed brain? Scott sent pictures of 2 brains and a heart. The man offered $1,200 via PayPal. Why would you have a paper trail for this? And gave Scott pointers on how to ship the 3 organs to him in Enola, Pennsylvania via the U.S. Postal Service. He was going to put this shit in the mail. Ew! Can you imagine if like your like electrical bill was like next to the heart and the brain? Over the course of the next 9 months, Scott proceeded to ship the man an ear. I
said ear. I was right.
Oh, wait, it's so bad, Shane.
I don't know.
An ear, an arm, lungs, livers, kidneys, hands, breasts, penises, fetuses, skin, skulls, and 1 human head.
Wait, so she mailed that many different things?
And then in exchange,
and got away with it?
He paid her almost $11,000 in 16 separate
doesn't
PayPal
seem like
transfers.
That much, considering all, I mean.
For how long she's going to go to jail, too. And also, this whole thing is just horrifically disgusting.
Wait a minute. I got to go back to that list. I heard you say penises.
I did say penises.
Did you say fetuses?
Yeah.
Fetuses. I hoped I had heard you wrong.
That's horrifying.
That's bizarre.
Like, why? Unless, I don't know, like maybe they're doing their own it's so fucking weird.
I don't like that one. See, you always have to take it there. It's like we were having a very nice conversation about people taking a shit on a plane and that they grounded. And then next thing you know, you're talking about harvesting
people
body parts.
Fucking with corpses.
And people taking babies. I don't like it. Why do you do that?
Do you know what's very interesting though? We do use like medical cadavers for so many things that people like donate, like for, think about it, like military ops.
Yeah.
They have to test these weapons and stuff on like all these cadavers. It's that is very interesting.
Well, it is
me,
interesting because.
But not the underground world of this.
It does feel like we
disgusting.
Come to this a lot after having your friend on. Oh God, why can't I think of her name?
Lauren.
Yes, Lauren.
Well, she's doing it the proper way.
But I'm saying we talked a lot about bodies.
It's so interesting. I actually have like a fascination about these things because I think it's very interesting in general. And it's science, you know, this is so disgusting. I can't even what could someone possibly
Well, the fact that someone's
with
fascinated in that and with that, there's other things that
Yeah, but I'm not.
Did you watch that movie Dahmer?
I had to stop watching.
Me too.
It. I tried.
I swear.
I couldn't
somehow
do it.
I don't know how they did it, but I swear when the police came in and the way the guy reacted to the smell, I swear I could smell it. I was like, I can't watch this.
Horrifying. And those young boys, you know what it was for me? I stopped watching it when it got to the part with the deaf man.
I don't think I made it this far.
Because he was so sweet, and I was
deaf?
just like, yes. And I'm like, so wait a minute. And I was like, I can't watch this man die.
That.
He was so sweet, and I couldn't do it. I bailed.
I got to get off this. We got to get on another one.
I'm scared.
Well, this one's not as scary. This one is about the ticket. The Nebraska police.
Talk about a poop one again, please. My God, I can't.
I bet. Well, here's the deal.
Scared.
This one's not about poop. This one is about the bull riding shotgun.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he at some point pooped in the car.
I'm sure he did. Never met a bull that didn't poop when he felt like it.
Norfolk officers responded to a call about a vehicle with a cow inside it rolling through town. They assumed they would encounter a smaller animal, but what they thought was going to be a calf was actually a full-size bull. His head is sticking out the sunroof.
But I was thinking of like a...
You have to look it up, folks, because this picture is insane. Oh, my God.
That is insane. I thought it was going to... That does look like a bucking bull.
Listen to what the Huffington Post said. Meyer was only given a warning, not a moving violation.
That's phenomenal.
Where are all these people getting so funny?
They really are. They're really leaning into
Howdy Doody was the name of the bull.
Stop it.
And he is famous in Norfolk.
Where was he going? Obviously, this is an innocent one. I like this one. He was just trying to like...
But I still don't know where they really didn't say where he was headed. Maybe they had to... He was in a parade.
Oh, okay. In a parade. He was in a parade. Oh.
Now they don't show the picture that. So he had been in a parade and then they were moving him down the highway and didn't realize he had just been in a parade. When you see the picture from the other side, you realize the car is actually a convertible or something. Is it? They cut the roof off a Crown Vic
to accommodate Howdy Doody.
Yep, Howdy Doody. Well, good for him. See, that one has a happy ending, not like the crap you.
Well, we don't really know that. I mean, we should find out where Howdy Doody is now. I might have just ate him for lunch.
It's funny that his name is Howdy Doody, and all we're talking about is duty, but he didn't have any.
Very feces focused today.
Feces focused. Here's one: Coast Guard arrests a man trying to run a giant hamster wheel across the Atlantic.
That one's cool.
This is NPR.
I could see somebody doing that. People do shit like that. The Guinness World Book of Records stuff, right?
Yeah, he's just
rolling down the hill. My kids have those
like
clear inflatable balls. That reminds me of that.
I feel like that one shouldn't be in this list. That one makes too much sense.
That's not. That one just checks out too much.
What's this Georgia man slapped with a $1.4 million speeding ticket?
Damn.
For driving 35 miles
Must have had drugs in the car.
Right. Okay, let's see. This one's... Can you get that one? I can't.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm trying to pull it up. Sometimes they don't want to work. Here we go. Georgia man slapped with $1.4 million speeding ticket. He was bewildered. His name's Connor Cato. He was driving through Savannah when the Georgia State Patrol caught him doing 90 in a 55, which is 35 over the speed limit for all you mathematicians or those that aren't. He called the court, assuming the fee was a typo, but reportedly was told he either had to pay the sum or appear in court. $1.4 million, the lady told me on the phone, and I said, this might be a typo. And she said, no, sir, you either pay the ticket or come to court. He's like, well,
coming to court.
That's something that goes, a massive, it was a placeholder. But I still don't get it. Says the real fine was $1,000. That's still a lot for a ticket. Right? $1,000
for a speeding ticket? And it was like a first-time offense?
So basically a citation software.
That's really fat. That's really 35 miles above the speed limit, though, is pretty egregious.
I guess if it's a 55 and you're going 90,
it's pretty bad. I could see that being $1,000 ticket. Actually,
that pisses me off.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of appropriate. That 1.4 million, I think, is a little absurd. But 1,000, that sounds like you need a good slap on the wrist because you could kill somebody.
That's true. That's true.
All right, how about the guy who ate a $120,000 banana in an art museum says he was just hungry.
The banana was part of the art?
Yeah. Installations by Italian artist Maurizio Catalan.
Okay, this is where art gets real confusing to me.
Right.
You just put a bushel of bananas up and tell somebody, it's a picture of a banana.
It's a banana with
taped
duct
to
tape.
the wall.
Well, I would have eat that shit too. I mean, I wouldn't have eaten it because it looks questionable to me. That looks like it's going to give you diarrhea on a plane for sure.
Well,
right?
I mean, think of all the problems that banana could cause.
It's not worth it.
It's not. The art in question, Comedian, is the name of the art installation, which, let me tell you folks, it is a banana taped to the wall with a piece of duct tape. It is called Comedian. That is the name of the art.
$120,000. Man, I'm in the wrong business. Dang.
Go get me a banana.
Seriously.
Do you have any duct tape?
If we put an apple with it, do we
if
get
I
double?
asked you for banana and a duct tape, for a banana and duct tape,
no
you would
questions
definitely
asked.
have a different.
I will give it to you, no questions
You're that kind
asked.
of friend.
I will be there. You want a bunch of bananas?
I love this. He seized the yellow fruit and ate it, ignoring the cry of a museum staffer. It took him 1 minute to yank it down. When he was done, he reattached the pill to its spot on the wall.
I feel like you
with no banana inside it.
I wish they had showed the picture of that. I feel like that's an improvement.
I actually feel like that would improve it too, because
art imitating art.
It's
right?
like the way the banana peel would look post losing its innards. I feel like would be more artistic.
Sad banana.
Are there any more? I mean, have we really?
Well, that's the news, folks.
I feel like we have wrung this one out, and thank goodness. And I actually feel like we were informative, entertaining. I will never get past this woman who said the Ozempic.
That was in the Guggenheim, that banana. That's insane.
Wait a minute.
No, I feel like we got to up the level of art that we're accepting in the Guggenheim.
I still just don't get that.
I mean,
I've seen some. You've been surely
wall.
in a museum where you're just like, that.
Why?
That's not art.
Like, no, I could do that.
It makes me feel nothing.
If I could do it, it's not art. That's how I feel.
I guess this person probably had done something famous before, and now he can tape a banana to a wall and call it art.
And now he's like, fuck it.
I can do whatever I want.
Right.
Yeah.
Banana on a wall. That's bad. We really got to get higher standards. That's like,
that's like us with this episode.
We're just setting the bar low. Shit's a speed bump. We got to jump over. We got to set the bar higher. There you have it. That's the news, folks.
That's the news, folks. Thanks for listening to Orange Country. I do have to say I could do this one every week.
And we'd have no viewers.
Nope, no viewers. They're like, if those two do not stop talking about poop, I'm giving them one more chance.
All right, we're going to clean up our acts.